Hello guys, just thought I'd do a quick video of my iPad Pro. I've just had it a few days now, and I know there's a few reviews on YouTube, obviously the major people that do reviews, but I thought I'd just do a quick little tips and tricks, sort of, let's have a look around the iPad Pro and tell you what I think about it as someone that's not using it as a professional. I didn't buy it to have the Apple Pencil. I probably will get it at some point, but I don't draw, so it would probably be more just to see how it works and bits like that. And I wouldn't be doing drawings or anything with it. But I just thought I'd put up a quick video and say kind of my basic thoughts. It's massive. That's the first thing, which is great. It's great in landscape mode for doing Safari. You know, you can do browse websites and things like that. Which works really great in in portrait mode. Let's see, let's go to, do we have just a regular, here we go, John Lewis. We'll have a go at the John Lewis website here, so you can kind of see how the browsing looks. What it, I'm a bit disappointed by Facebook. Obviously, the Facebook app is absolutely terrible on the iPad Pro because they don't even have a regular iPad app, so it's absolutely useless. Which we've seen when we go to the bigger phone sizes, you get apps that aren't really fixed for the big resolution. But you have other things like Clash of Clans, which works perfect because obviously it's more high resolution to begin with. So scaling it up even almost twice the size looks great. So those are great. Most of the Apple apps work perfect. The App Store obviously is very nice. The keyboard is nice. It's nice and big. You don't have to. You've got all your keys and everything. So that's great. Just like I was saying, here's the BBC News app, but you can see obviously the news. You could almost do with two different news feeds, not just one big block, because the blocks are obviously so big. It's a bit waste of space, which obviously that's going to be optimized at some point. The other big thing with the iPad Pro is the being able to run multiple apps. So say we went into, let's go into calendar, and then if we wanted to go into the news app, there we go. We've got obviously the news on the side. If we bring it on over, you can do split page, which then makes some of the apps look better because obviously they're a bit smaller. You can go back and you can go full screen. But yeah, it works great. So that's quite nice. I didn't use that much on the iPad, but I think I will use it more on the iPad Pro. The other thing they've done is allowed you to use like a BBC iPlayer. So we can let's just play a show here, and then we can go home and we can leave it playing while we're doing whatever we want. You can do small, large, and do any apps, browse websites, whatever you want, and still watch a video or something, which I find really great, sitting on the couch doing browsing, but I want to watch a video. Now, I don't think YouTube has that functionality built in yet. This is BBC iPlayer, and obviously the Apple video app lets you do it as well, but that's very nice. That's one, I think, one of my most used features. I would say the other thing that makes it amazing is the sound. And let's see, let's go back to full screen here. And the bass and the quality is amazing. I don't know how much you can hear, but it just gives you that feeling that you're almost not theater quality sound, but you have that nice surround sound that you'd expect if you were watching on a TV, really. Whereas you never had that with the iPads or the iPhone. So anyway, that's enough of that. So and I was just gonna also comment about the weight, because it is quite a bit. It is quite hefty. It's thin, but it's you can see it's still quite thin, but it does have that heft to it, and it reminds me of like the first generation Apple iPad, if you've had one of those. But the first generation iPad was almost like brick feel, and if you sat browsing on it, say in bed or on the sofa for a long time, you almost felt like you didn't want to hold it up. Your hand was getting tired because it was just heavy. Because it was still quite small, but yet it was still so heavy. And this one is almost the same weight as that, but it's larger. So I love it because sitting on the sofa or whatever, I can just have it on my knees, and it's big enough. I don't feel like I have to have it closer to my face to see everything. So it can just rest on my knees, or when I'm in bed, I can just kind of prop it up on my knees or something like that. And I don't have the type cover yet. I'll probably get it same as the Apple Pencil. Probably not really necessary, not something that I would use a lot, but just to have it and to see how I get on with it. But yeah, battery life, it's 10 hours. Obviously it depends on what you're doing, but I've been surfing on it a couple of days, and obviously the screen is big and it does use some battery. So if you're sitting for 3 or 4 hours, you will notice, you're down 20% or something along those lines. I haven't found it to just be, it just goes forever, because sometimes the iPad Air 2 would go quite a while, on one battery charge, but you can obviously tell this one does drain a bit more, but that's just because of the bigger screen. Obviously a bit more of the sound quality and things like that, are going to use a bit more power. Anyway, I'll wrap this up because we're at about 8 minutes here, and I don't want to make this video too long, but I hope that was a bit helpful. And yeah, if you have a look and see if you like it, and have a go at that Apple Store. But for me, browsing just on the sofa and stuff, this is ideal. This is what I've been waiting for a while. Just that screen real estate without having to get my laptop out, boot it up, and have it sit on my knee and get warm. And whereas this is completely a fanless system, it's just like an iPad. You can take it anywhere and use it and not feel like you're lugging around something big, or you're lugging around a big, say like the Surface Pro 4 or 3 or whatever tablets that have fans that you have to make sure that you're not blocking and all of that. Now that's a whole nother debate, because Surface Pro 4 is more computer oriented if you prefer that, but for me, browsing on a big screen is perfect. Anyway, we'll catch you next time. Cheers.